What's going on, my dudes? This is Mr. Gardner and this is Math Time with Mr. G. Today we're going to do a quick review on exponent properties and exponent rules. First one is power to a power. So I have an exponent and an exponent outside. Power to a power means multiply. So I'm just going to distribute this throughout and multiply. If there isn't an exponent, remember we just have to put a tiny 1 right there and then we can distribute. Again, if there's no exponent, we put a 1. But we distribute to everything on top and on bottom. And then we just simplify if we have a number with an exponent. If they ask us to multiply exponents, the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we have the same base. And then the exponents we're going to add. And that's going to give me 3,125. And let's just see if that makes sense. So 5 squared is 25. And 5 to the third is 125. Multiply those together, and I still get 3,125. So if they were to have asked us, hey, 5 squared times 5x is equal to 5 to the fifth, what does x equal? Well, because they're all the same base, I can cross out the base and say 2 plus x, because multiplying exponents means add, is equal to 5. And then I can solve for x and say x is 3. So let's say that this was equal to 3 to the 9th power. Because they're all base 3, I can cross those out. Then I have x half plus x third is equal to 9. And then I just make these have the same denominator, and then I can solve for a 9. So I have a fraction equal to a whole number. We never want that. We want a fraction equal to a fraction. Then we can cross multiply and solve for x. What if the bases don't match? Well, I could write 27 as 3 to the third power. But there's already a power up here. So what that means is when I rewrite it as 3 to the third power, that means power to a power. I have to multiply that throughout. Now I have the same bases equal to each other, so I can cross those out and then solve for x. And then a way to double check my work is I could plug in x and see if they equal each other. Negative exponents. Negative exponents means make a fraction. And then what's negative goes down on bottom. So then it becomes 1 times 3 squared. And if there's nothing on top, we add a 1. And then I'm just going to simplify. What if it's on the bottom already? The same thing, I'm going to take the negative, bring it up top, and then it changes from negative to positive. And if there's nothing on the bottom, I'm just going to put a 1. Big, scary, complicated one. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move the negatives to their proper location. And now that I have my negatives flopped to their correct location, I'm going to simplify. So if there is a z1 up top and a z5 on bottom, multiply means add, so divide means subtract. So that means 1 minus 5, which would give me negative 4, and negative 4 goes back on the bottom. What I did was I combined my y's, I subtracted my z's, combined my x's, and reduced the 6 and 36. Now I can distribute this squared. Then I just squared the 6. If they give us a fraction, how do we turn that into a radical? The number that's on top, our numerator, stays on top. The number that's on bottom, our denominator, goes in front. If they already give it to us in radical form, the number that's on top stays on top, and the number that's outside the radical becomes our denominator. Alright guys, if you have any other questions, hit me up in the comments section. But other than that, be kind to each other, ask lots of questions, and think deeply.